Hey everybody, I am TheMACrophone, and on my left here is the Ibanez 437, and we are the ProgressWorkers, a new collaborative channel in which me and the Ibanez 437 will be playing the game on the Wii released a year ago, Kirby Adventure Wii.
When I first heard the name Kirby Adventure Wii, I actually thought it was going to be like a rehash of the SNES game Kirby Adventure. And look, yeah, I've just done armed robbery. I've stolen a cake. And like Mesa Knight's like sitting there with a book going, look at those weirdos. I'm just gonna go back to reading my book. Oh look, a black hole. That's something you see every day. Black holes open in the sky.
But anyway, this is the plot for Kirby Adventure Wii. As you can see, a hole opens in space, and this ship crash lands. Parts of the ship are flying off everywhere. You've got the wings, the mast, and many of the energy spheres that need to power the ship. Anyway, it looks like it's going to crash land in Dreamland. Homies. Kirby's hometown, not homies. Anyway, so looks like we better investigate.
Technically, Planet Popstar is technically Dreamland, because they don't call it that.
No. Planet Popstar is that star which we saw at the beginning of the game. That's Planet Popstar is the planet. Dreamland is a place on Planet Popstar.
Oh, no, but I'm just getting confused since I don't play a lot of Kirby games. I only have like 2 Kirby games on my Wii, and one of them is Kirby's Fun Pack,
which is the English and European name for Kirby Superstar, which is a really good game. We recommend it. But anyway, this alien is upset because, you know, he can't fly off this planet. So Kirby and his friends, King Dedede, Meta Knight and Waddle Dee, are going to go off and help this little guy in true hero style. Now, I'm going to be player 2, and the Ibanez 437 here is going to be Kirby. And I will be playing as a selection of characters, Meta Knight, okay, and I will be switching with Waddle Dee, King Dedede, eventually, and maybe even another Kirby, which you won't find out till later. But anyway, they've embarked on their journey, and we are going to the first world of this game, Cookie Country.
Something I'd like to mention, you know, like they call Kirby Superstar in that America. How come when like Kirby Superstar Ultra for the DS, they don't edit it to be Kirby Fun Pack for the DS? I'm just saying. And we can't exactly be too jerkish to each other because we all share each other's lives.
What he means, if you didn't understand that by the word jerkish, basically, we share lives. At the moment we have currently 5 lives, I think, and if I die, then that goes off as 4, and to bring me back I have to use up another life, so that means 3, I think. I might be wrong actually. But if Kirby dies, then all of us die, which means we lose 2, not 2, do we lose 2 lives or do we just lose just 1?
You basically just lose Kirby's life, because when the Kirby's death animation, he dies, you see perfectly, as you can see perfectly, Meta Knight's just standing there, so when it comes back, you don't have to call Meta Knight. You see Kirby standing there, Meta Knight standing there. However, when Meta Knight dies, you have to call Meta Knight back into the fray.
Okay, but I think we should explain some of the controls. Okay, this is on the Wii remote. You don't need the nunchuck, and you hold the Wii remote sideways. Left on the D-pad and right on the D-pad. Move Kirby left and right. Up makes him jump, and if you continue to press the up button, Kirby will float and inflate.
You don't mean the up button, you mean jump. That's the control for Super Smash Brothers.
No, but it is the up button. No, oh sorry, it isn't the up button, sorry. Oh, I was getting confused there. Yeah, you have to press the 2 button to jump, and to keep pressing it will Kirby will inflate. So sorry about that. And one of the biggest elements in Kirby games is that Kirby inhales enemies. Some enemies you just swallow or you spit out as stars to hurt other enemies. But some enemies will give you special powers. Previously we saw Kirby hit with a green hat, which was referencing the Legend of Zelda game, and having the sword power up, which lets Kirby do all kinds of attacks with a sword. And now he's got the fire power up, which lets him kind of do a little meteor dash thing and lets him to breathe fire and stuff. we got our first energy sphere back there. It's quite hard to miss without using a key. And there's about 120 in the game. We'll be getting single one of them. But I think I should explain. Well, actually, I think I should. I've been there for 47 to explain what Meta Knight, Waddle Dee, King Dedede can do.
Well, as you can see, the Meta Knight is basically Sword Kirby. Kirby is Hammer Kirby, and Waddle Dee is actually a new type of Kirby. They're the same Spear Kirby. And something I want to know how all of them jump in the game, and also before that, I have the Ultra Power, the Ultra Sword. We'll bring up a Massive Sword and Meta Knight Sword for a bit, for just like one swing. He does, as you can see, he does change which sword he does. On occasion, you actually use a battered fish, but anyway. Sometimes when you hit them in a special area, you actually cause a rift in time and space to come out of nowhere. And just to let you know, it does run out. There's a multiplied bar underneath me, which actually does tell you. And something now I want to bring up is how each of the other characters jump. When Kirby jumps, he basically just floats in the air. When Meta Knight jumps and presses it again, it actually makes him go quicker because he has wings, of course, so he flies faster. When King Dedede does it, he basically does Kirby. What Kirby does, like floats in the air with air inside him. However, the strangest thing about Waddle Dee is Waddle Dee is the strangest one of all, but mainly because the reason I almost died there. He double jumps, and you can keep on tapping the and he'll keep on jumping, yet he's jumping on thin air. I wish I could jump on thin air.
But as you can see, this monochrome grey section here there's no power-ups. Kirby loses the super power-up, which were the Ultra Sword in the game, and he has to go through it as not regular Kirby. Now, at the end of these levels, you get a choice of 2 power-ups. At the moment, we've got Fire and Sword, and we actually go off going to boss fight to get 2 energy spheres. So this is the Sphere Doomer. You'll be seeing a lot of them in the game, and there are different types, but at the moment it's just the regular one at the moment. And you may have noticed that we were running across these gaps. Well, if you double tap the left button or the right button, Kirby will actually run. So that's how you get over the gaps. Anyway, with the super abilities, you have the Ultra Sword at the moment, and only one Kirby can have it at a time. So you can't have 2 Kirbys running around with 2 powers, and I get the 2 spheres.
Michael, and Macrophone, do you know something, Macrophone? Have you ever met a knight?
You had to reference that awful cartoon, didn't you?
Yeah, but there's even a worse pun. I was going to do when the Spear Doomer showed up. I activate polymerization and fuse these two gear things to make a bat creature made out of gloop. It's pure genius, I tells you.
But at the end of the levels, you walk through this golden door and you get a goal game, and you can win stars. And stars are basically coins. You get 100 of them, you get a life. But we've unlocked the next level, and we will be doing this. Okay then. But also, it isn't Spear Doomer, it's Sphere. First, in the Sonic R, Spinks. Second, Spear. So Sphere, okay? And he has a new power-up, and I'm going to let you explain this.
This is Relief. He could do Relief Tornado. I'm not sure if that's what that's called, but it just reminds me of that Pokemon move. He can also do this thing where he can turn into a bush and become indestructible, or do this Leaf Uppercut move. There's something I don't know why, is that, as you can see here, when you go on the Warp Star, you see all this level design, and you don't go on it, you go all straight past it. So what's the point of programming it in? I just don't know what's the point of programming it in. All those enemies I want to destroy, unable to be destroyed. If you cut these spiders, string off, they'll fall to the ground and die. Well, every enemy in this game, apart from the mini bosses and the actual bosses itself, will die in one hit. And you all know what the first boss is, because there's plenty of us. What is the first boss?
Unless say you've never played Kirby before, in which you don't know, so just shut up. Just don't listen to what he's saying, okay? But anyway, there's food. There'll be donuts, candy, what else? Pizzas, chicken legs and stuff. And what that does is food is your health in this game, so you've got some meat there. And you know, if your friend's actually low on health, you can actually feed it to them. And now we've got some of the items of the cannon. You don't press anything; it fires automatically, and we're gonna actually have to use it to get a switch here.
When he means feeding, he means regurgitation.
Yes, that is just one of the horrible Kirby methods.
I didn't see that there. I swear.
Why didn't you jump? Why didn't you jump?
I didn't. I told you. I didn't see it. I didn't know it was ending.
You didn't notice the large bottomless chasm at the end of the level?
Oh, maybe I did notice that. But when this cannon is actually timed, it will start to glow a different colour. When it gets near red, it will explode. Oh, you can actually shoot your own partner with this, as you can see there. However, it won't actually damage them. Now, you need this cannon, but I'm not getting it unless if Meta Knight gets out the way.
Come on, I just want it.
You're not getting it. There.
I hate you so much.
Oh, you got 2 of the 3 energy spheres I could have gotten the other one. As you can see, this is Needle, and one of the attacks he can do is make a drill come out of his head. You can also do this move where you can turn into a wheel, which I have not enough room to show you in this one. But if you go on the plus menu, if you press plus and go on the menu, and go to the right or maybe the left, I don't know, it will actually show you how to use most of these power-ups.
Now Kirby has the beam power-up. In the old games, like Kirby Fun Pack, the beam was so underpowered, but in this game, it feels like you're a god when you use it. It is so overpowered. I mean, there's not a very good example here, but it is so powerful. And we have a mini boss fighting the giant knight that is Gigant Edge. And if you've got 2 players here, you can just cream them.
Cream like cream and cheese. And anyway, something about beam. Something about beam in the anime. Strange thing. Even though Mirror was in the anime, which is basically beam with a different color scheme, beam did not get put in there. And what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to turn to Sword Kirby, and if you're playing on your own, you have to turn to Sword Kirby, and then you have to cut the rope. However, I destroyed it, so I need Meta Knight to fix it.
However, because I want the energy sphere, I'm not gonna do it. I have to get the energy sphere, not you. So I do all the work, so I think I should get it.
I'm the main character. You don't get a say in this. And anyway, underneath that mask, you look exactly like me.
Shh, they must never know my secret identity.
People who've played Kirby Fun Pack know this.
Yeah, but I doubt any of our subscribers have played any Kirby games apart from either this one or Epic Yarn, which was a bad Kirby game. A bad Kirby game.
I was one of the few people who actually liked Kirby's Epic Yarn. And speaking of Kirby Epic Yarn, that's actually one of the games where you don't fight that boss at the beginning. Instead of fighting that boss at the beginning, the first boss of that world was a dragon made of yarn.
But anyway, we're coming up on time here, so we are the ProgressWorkers. I am TheMACrophone, and he is
the IBS437.
We will see you in the next part of Kirby's Adventure Wii. Bye!